Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host. This is another one of those fun community nights where we just get to share about what we've been seeing personally with the technology or with any of our family and friends. So we will dive into that here in just a minute. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host tonight, and we'll start with our medical disclaimer. What we'll be discussing for tonight is only for educational and informational purposes. So the products we discuss are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you are pregnant or nursing or on any medications, please make sure that you checked with your preferred healthcare practitioner, just like you would be recommended to do that with a diet or fitness program as well. So with that, who would like to start? Who wants to share with us what's been going on with you and the technology?
I'll start.
Awesome.
Awesome. Dr. Christine has sent us a message about a patient that had a stroke, and she has been helping him through it. I think it's over a year now that he's using that technology. They told him that he would never walk, that he would never talk, he would never do anything anymore because the stroke was so severe. She sent us pictures of him today, and our heart just melted. He stood up from his wheelchair, and he's a very tall guy. And I could share them with you, but I don't know how. I haven't asked Dr. Christine, so I won't. I won't do that before asking her. But it was amazing. I think we shared some pictures before, but I had to take it down because of her of Dr. Christine's job. But I got to tell
Right.
you, she keeps sending me this information, and it's totally so amazing how this technology could do such a great job. And she asked, she has a lot of patches. His wife has a lot of patches. She asked, all these patches are expired. What can I do with them? And I just so that we get it recorded in this call. There is an expiration date on them, but the patches never expired. They're there just because FTC gives us the rules that we have to follow, and we put a date on it. But I've used patches that are 5, 6 years old, and they're still potency like when they were before. So just wanted to share that with you. I love what we're doing. I love helping people, and it's such a motivation to hear and to see what this technology is doing for people all over the world. So thank you, Nikki, for allowing us to share.
Absolutely. Yes, it is truly amazing, right? I am just like, and especially, I mean, the patients that Dr. Christina is seeing, that is truly amazing. And I'm so thankful, for him and for him just to stick with it, right? Because that's one of the things that people seem to struggle with a little bit is the longevity of continuing to utilize the technology day after day, week after week, month after month. And it's in that longevity that our regenerative cells are just slowly more and more getting back up, getting back working so that it can do more and more in the body. And it's that time factor, right? So it's the compounding effect. So just like with our money, when we're trying to do things that will, increase our wealth, from a currency standpoint, also increase our wealth from a health standpoint, and the compounding effect that this technology has when regenerative cells more and more can continue to work and continue to work on different places in the body. So it's vital, for people to grasp and understand the importance of long term utilizing the technology long term, and especially when you think about how David Schmidt works and what he does from the standpoint of looking into the future and creating new technologies. And the new technologies benefit the older technologies. And so even like with us winning that Biotech 2025 Technology Stem Cell Technology of the Year award, okay? How we won that was with our X39 product alongside of the Celergize product. So the combination giving our bodies the ability to have 100% results. Okay, that's when you have a scientist, inventor, founder who's not okay with 96%. We want 100% all of the time. We want everybody to be able to operate optimally and have the support they need from every angle. So the thought process of going through this supplement, drink that we have in Celergize Morning, and the details that are in there, the nutrients that are in there that the majority of people are deficient in. So that's for him to have that foresight. They're already deficient in that. So this product alone can make a huge difference in people's lives because most people are deficient in the nutrients that are in here. So that combination of nutrients to be in there in that way. And then putting it with the regenerative technology in the X39 and turning on GHK copper peptide, allowing the body to have 100% effectiveness every single time. So, and then when you consider the fact of the technology we have coming out this year, doesn't it just blow you away? I'm just like, it just gets better. It just gets better and better. And so to continue to use the technology that we have, but then utilizing the technology that he's coming out with as well, and the benefit that it does overall to our body. I was listening to an acupuncturist talk today, and they were talking about how with their clients utilizing the water technology that's coming out and the X39 together, what she would do is they would come into her office for a treatment, and she would have them drink the water first, because what she was seeing with all of her patients was when they would drink the water first, it would completely alter the course of treatment that she would end up doing on them. So the modalities that she was going to use completely changed. And so it's because the light infused water is allowing for every single cell to be hydrated in the body, to carry nutrients into every single cell in the body. And so the body now has the ability to do what it needs to do, what it's lacking in. Those cells now have something they didn't have before. So now she can work at optimizing and taking their health to a whole new level versus just having to work on symptomology or, trying to get things out of the way to where she can get to the root, because sometimes that takes a long time. But when you have something like a technology that can hydrate every single cell in the body, it opens up an entire availability for the body to be able to utilize nutrients and hydration in a completely new way. So it allows these practitioners to do other modalities and things to increase their vitality and their overall homeostasis at another level. So that's what we're getting. That's what we have access to with the technology we have now and the technology we have coming out this year. So it's so exciting. It makes me so excited. So who else wants to come on and share?
I'll share.
Awesome.
I'm not surprised about the benefits of using the water for her patients, because it does help minimize the overall inflammation in the body as well. So I'm thankful for our water system. But I just wanted to say I've been patching for almost 5 years now. And when I first started patching, my tailbone, working out and stuff, it would get kind of irritated, and it would take, a couple weeks sometimes before I actually felt any kind of relief. And, patching has changed for me. When I first started, it was like a whole bunch of patches on my back. And now all I use is the X39 right on my tailbone, and I don't have any of those issues anymore. So I'm just thankful for this. And, the long-term effects of it, amazing. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Praise the Lord. That's awesome. Who else would like to share? So I patched another person this week, and it was so interesting. I was sitting with a practitioner who does a lot of trauma therapy and trauma work for people. She's amazing. Like, she can work with people anywhere. She's worked with people in other countries. She can do it all belly to belly, or she can do it over Zoom. She's just truly amazing. And so I was sitting there and I was talking with this guy. And so we were patching him, and we were having lunch as well. So I patched him, kind of at the beginning of lunch. And he had a pain, point on his back. And so I just said, well, just put the patch right on the pain, right on the pain spot. And, within seconds, his pain was, it was gone. So that he was already amazed with that. But then sitting there as the lunch was going on, we could just see like he started to have, and this is interesting because I haven't seen this happen in this way with someone. I think it does happen, but I haven't seen it be to this extent before. So as he's sitting there, we're talking, it's just like and we're eating. And so a lot of times, people, when they eat, for some reason, they can get tired, a little bit. But he's getting more energized and more energized. And we're just seeing this. And because, this trauma specialist that I work with, so after he left, he was almost bouncing out of the restaurant. And, he was just so excited that he wasn't in pain and he was feeling good and all of this. And she looked at me and she goes, Nikki, do you understand that is all turning on GHK copper peptide? He is, his brain is getting more oxygen. His body is, his cells are having more ATP. He is like, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. She's like, that is completely, so I've never seen someone just have that much exuberant energy after, like, I can see people, like this, it's really balanced. So a lot of people don't feel it, they don't really feel it unless they go to sleep or try to go to sleep. And they forget to take their patch off. And then they're like, why can't I sleep? Well, it's like, well, it's actually the technology, GHK copper peptide is giving you a sustained balanced energy. And so, so you need to make sure you remember to take your patch off. So, so I've seen that several times with people, but not just to where almost like, I don't know, almost, more energy, not just balance and sustain, but we're not like to the point of drinking a Red Bull or anything like that, but just more energy. And so literally he texts me, I was texting them at night trying to see how they were, and he was like, Nikki, everybody was commenting like at how much energy I had and how I was just going and getting stuff done and, bouncing around on the job sites and all of this. He was so excited. So then when I've been trying to, get an order set up with his wife and so he came, I saw him again today and he was like, I'm telling my wife, I got to have some more of that. Whatever that was, I got to have some more of that because I had so much energy. It was fantastic. And my pain was gone. He was so excited. It was just so much fun. So that was one of those that I just haven't really seen before on somebody, where it was interesting because his wife then, she has, several different conditions that, cause your body to struggle, overall, and just inflamed and, issues like that. And so she, she felt a little bit more tired, whereas, which makes sense, right? Because in order for our bodies to heal themselves, we need to rest. We need to sleep. Sometimes we need to kind of, that kick down mode, rest and digest. And so sometimes, our body will put us in that state so that it can heal. And so because she has all these issues going on, that, she was like, well, I didn't get what he got. And I'm like, well, your bodies are different. You're not going to get what he got. You have all these things that you're trying to work on. He just kind of had this one, pain spot that was bothering him, but he feels good, otherwise. So, so anyway, just, it's just interesting. Our bodies are all fearfully and wonderfully made, and they're all completely different. And that's what's so cool is the technology supports the body's divine design so that the body can do what God designed it to, which is heal itself. And that can come in many different forms: detoxification, more energy, deeper sleep, overall, increased strength and stamina in so many different ways because it's your body. We're so each amazingly made. So anyway, who else would like to share?
I wanted to make a comment about that because when I first started patching, I didn't notice any difference. And I believe it was that fact that my body needed to sleep in order to heal itself. So I just want to say that, my husband's getting all this energy, everybody's talking about it, and I'm like, why am I not feeling any energy? It was
Yes.
frustrating. I'm like, please, I want the energy.
Right.
But it came over time. So
Mm. Yeah. 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 Thank you for sharing. It is, we're all different.
yeah.
So,
One patch
mhm.
wonder.
Yeah, we know, Pastor Ed, and we're glad for you. My husband is always like, why don't I get what you're getting and what all these other people are getting? So, yes, so we have that at our house too. So, my husband just has to see his through his test results, and doesn't really notice anything on the outside, but he doesn't have any pain. He doesn't have any issues sleeping. So, yeah, I mean, he has actually noticed better, deeper sleep. So, that's at least good. But I don't think he classifies that as a, thing because he already slept, pretty good. So, anyway, but yeah, it's like I said, 98% or 96% effectiveness rate. It's always working. Like it's going to work somewhere. It's doing something. So, yeah, anybody else want to share? Well, I will go over the technology real quickly. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to throw those in the chat, or you can come on and ask them as well. But I'm just going to explain the technology. And if you guys think of something that you want to share, we would love to have you do that. So, this technology is, where is it? FDA recognized and compliant as a general wellness product. It is a class 1 medical device, completely non-transdermal. Yes, Caritha, do you want to come on real quick and I'll pick it up in a minute? You just want to unmute.
Oh,
Here we
yeah.
are.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I just wanted to share about my nephew.
Excellent.
Last summer, he was having pain sciatica. And so I patched him. And so we have a gathering every year, end of July. So I asked him how he was doing. Because, well, when I patched him, a few hours later, he just looked at me. He says, I'm good. Few hours before, he was rolling a bottle of Coke on his leg. And so I asked him what was wrong, and he told me. So I patched him. And so this year, last year, that was 2024. So last July, I asked him how was his sciatica. He was like, Auntie, it's gone. He he bought patches from me, I think like 2 sets, like with the Ice Wave and Eon. He bought like $35 or something worth of patches from me. And he said he hasn't had a problem with it since.
Praise the Lord. How old is he?
He's 49.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So
Yes, he's
that
49.
works.
He'll be 50 in August.
Okay. That works really quickly for him. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anybody else?
Oh,
Okay.
Nikki,
Yes.
the first thing that will, besides the first time I patched, I was only had like pain was like on a level 3, and it went away immediately. That was like my first Zoom call when I first started, I first got the patches. But in 2023, I cut my leg shaving. And it was like an inch. It broke my skin. It was bleeding. I had Eon, glutathione, carnosine, and the X39 patch. I was wearing all those patches. The cut healed completely. It was closed as if it never happened. Within 24 to 48 hours, it healed
Wow.
so fast that I didn't even realize it healed
Wow.
until
That's amazing.
days had passed. And I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. I said, what happened? Because I don't usually heal that fast.
Yeah.
And it was gone. And the same thing happened because as that trip, I was in Georgia, and I called David because my granddaughter had some type of something. It was like little blisters. It was between her the layers in her skin and her stomach. It was whatever it was, and it was painful, a little painful, and it kind of looked like almost like it was a little infected. So David had told us, and basically I gave her the same patches that I used, and that it healed that. And a little while, sometime a couple months or so later, she had her chin waxed, and it ripped her skin. That was Monday. Tuesday, it healed, like as if the same thing with my leg, as if it never happened. Her mom was saying, I saw it. It was there. It cut her skin. I saw it. And she said, it's gone completely in 24 hours.
That's amazing.
So
And how old is she?
she's 25. She was 23 at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
So exciting. Yes. Yay. Praise the Lord. That's awesome. It's always good. Good stuff for sure. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to dive back into the technology, but y'all feel free to type in the chat or raise your hand and you can come back on if you think of something too. So in the center of this patch is organic amino acids and salts in a crystal lattice structure that is reflective like a mirror. It's a medical grade plastic on both sides, so it's sealed on both sides, so nothing is transferring into the skin. That's very different from most patches. Most people are used to nicotine patch, estrogen patch, vitamin patch, pain patch that all transfers something from the patch into the skin. This is sealed on both sides, so you can wear it on your clothes, on the outside of your clothes. Doesn't matter because it's working on infrared light, and I'll explain that here in a second. As you've heard me say multiple times tonight, 96% effectiveness rate. It's extremely affordable. The only thing comparable on the market today would be something like a stem cell injection, and that's not a great comparison, but again, this is a completely novel product. There's no competition on the market. We have over 200 patents. We have over 90 clinical studies. If you want to see any of those, you can go to patchtheway.com, PATCH, theway.com. You're going to click here on the button in the lower left-hand corner. A screen is going to pop up that says enter the passcode LIGHT. You're going to enter that, and then across the top will come up the clinical studies and the patents if you want to look at that. So it's just the closest comparison that I can give you. But there's no product in the world that does what this technology does. It's why we won the 2025 Biotech Award of the Year, Stem Cell Technology Award of the Year, because it had to be a novel product. There couldn't be anything else like it on the market. And so that's why we won. And our product does what it says it's going to do. And so our company's been around for over 20 years. So we have the longevity effect that allows you to know that there's, millions and millions and millions of clients using this. So that would not be the case if our technology didn't do what it said it was going to do. So how does it work? It works through a process called photobiomodulation. That's just a big word. You don't have to know that word, but if you're working with a practitioner or you are a practitioner, that makes sense to you, because if you're studying or you're utilizing red light therapy or some type of light therapy, you know that from the beginning of time, photobiomodulation was happening, because every time we step out into the sun and the sun hits our skin and our eyes, tells our body to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it was designed to do anyway in the body. And so that's what's so amazing about this technology is with this, we don't have to have the sun. We become the light and the heat source for this. So that crystal lattice structure that I told you about that's reflective on the inside like a mirror, that is working through a process with that photo, that, the light that we emit. If you look through night vision goggles or see that on a movie and they're talking about seeing a heat signature, and there's all these different colors to that heat signature, that's obviously light. Well, scientifically, technically, that heat source is light. That heat is coming from that infrared light that our bodies emit. So that infrared light hits the center of this patch. It's why you can wear it on top of your clothing, because it's infrared. There's nothing transferring into the skin. So it goes through the clothes, hits the center of that patch at a very specific frequency, is bounced back into the body, turning on GHK copper peptide. That peptide is classified as the fountain of youth. And one of the things that it does is turn on regenerative cells that can go anywhere, become anything that your body so deems necessary. So just like Caritha was talking about, that wound healing ability for the skin to heal so quickly, it helps to support that. It helps to support any type of regeneration that your body already naturally does. It just helps to be able to keep that process going so that we're not breaking down as we age. By the time we're 30, half of our regenerative cells are no longer working on our behalf. By the time we're 60, we only have 10% that are working on our behalf. So you can see between those two ages, aches, pains, illness, disease, all of these things set in because those regenerative cells, they're not gone, they're just not working. So our amazing inventor and founder, David Schmidt, invents an amazing technology that tells them to get back up and going again. We're still alive, you're still in our bodies, so we want you to work the way that you were designed. So those get up and running and can do anything your body so deems necessary. So all of the things that Vicki talked about with her tailbone and the longevity of just allowing those cells to continue to just get up and get moving. So it also supports your entire cardiovascular system, your heart, your blood vessels, the lining of your blood vessels, the whole thing at the mitochondrial level. So truly amazing for cardiovascular health. Your brain health. So the brain clarity, the anxiety, the depression, the thought processes, the ability to think and then do something, like anything that comes from our brains. It makes our whole entire body move. It allows us to talk. It allows us to think clearly. All of those things happen from the brain. So to have our brain supported, thank you. Yes, please. Like if that was one of the only things that it did was bring back my brain clarity, I would have been forever grateful and would never have stopped wearing this technology. Collagen. So collagen is not just hair, skin, and nails. It is the entire glue that holds your whole body together. So the cartilage, the ligaments, the fascia system that runs throughout, right under our skin, across our entire body, the cartilage, it is everything. It's in the lining of our organs. So having that collagen support is huge. The other amazing thing is that collagen, I think I said cartilage support. Sorry, I meant collagen support. So collagen and regenerative cells decrease at about the same level as we age. So when you can get those two things up and running again together, that is what creates this amazing effect in the body, and just having that regeneration. Your elasticity comes back to every part, your inner parts in your body and your outer parts in your body. So truly amazing. The wound healing, which you heard Caritha talk about, we see that all the time, even with surgeries. Like I had that with my surgical scar for my Achilles tendon. I know Vicki has had multiple surgeries, even like she talks about, even with her C-sections, being, many, many years ago and having those scars even to remodel that scar tissue. So that's amazing too. So your immune system, all of us need a strong immune system because it's what allows us to keep from getting illness and disease. And so GHK copper peptide supports our entire immune system. Those are just 5 things that I talk to people about that GHK does. If you look it up, you're going to find a very, very long list of over 80 different illness and diseases that are supported and the body being brought back into balance with GHK copper peptide. So truly remarkable of how that works. Hydration is always key, drinking lots of high quality water, which ours should be coming. Our extra special high quality water that's infused with light should be coming very, very soon. So I know we're all so excited to get it. People will always ask me, Nikki, how long do I have to be on this? So hopefully with what I have talked about already tonight, you realize that your body needs time to regenerate. Yes. Can we get things to happen quickly, potentially pain reduction quickly? Yes. Is there regeneration happening? It actually does start within 24 hours. But for you to have the kind of regeneration that is allowing your body to withstand the test of time, allowing your mind, allowing your cardiovascular system to have what it needs to live vitally like you want to, that's going to take time. Okay. So you want to just decide this is going to be an amazing investment in your health for 6 to 12 months. and just see what happens over that time. If you're not feeling anything, make sure you have a measure, a metric that you can go by to know that you are seeing change. So test results from your doctor, a natural healthcare practitioner that has some type of scanner that can show you these things. If they have scanners, a lot of times they can show you instantly. So you're not feeling anything necessarily right away, but they can show you that it's working in the body instantly, whether you feel it or not. So just have this be a part of your daily health regimen. I have not seen anything else in my health journey or walk of life that changes people's outcome and outlook on health and life as this technology has. So I cannot encourage you enough to share it with those you love, wear it yourself, make a difference in whoever's lives you come in contact with. So it's so much fun. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun to help people, and you see them get so excited. It's just fantastic. Okay, so let me look at Judy's question here. So she has a friend who has some rogue cells. Let's see, just finished some 4 rounds of treatment. Okay, so definitely I would say X39 and Eon and glutathione for sure. The combination of the X39 and X49, I know they've run some tests. I can't remember there's a medication that you can get on for hair regrowth. And the studies show when you get GHK copper peptide and AHK copper peptide up and working in the body, that it actually works better than whatever that medication is. So, but really just for her overall health, I would say those three things would be best: X39, Eon, and glutathione. So yeah, she's going to need that support and that regeneration if she's open to that. So, okay. Pastor Ed, what did you put in the chat here? He gave us a YouTube video.
Yeah, this is the connect that David did Wednesday, and he did at the end of it, he was talking about a test that he did with a Mendel scan. Is that what you
Yes.
use?
Yep, the Menla scan. That's one of the practitioners that I work with. She uses the Menla scanner. What did David say about it?
Oh my, you gotta watch the video. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so everybody go grab that link. I know I had appointments all day. So everybody go grab that link because you want to hear. So if he's talking about the Menla scan, I work with a practitioner. So I refer clients to her so that they can see their instantaneous results of, like, no patches and putting on patches, and then where it's working in the body. For me, one of the things that it did for me was that no patch scan, a few minutes later, put on a patch and scan. So no patch scan, my thyroid was showing inflammation and signs of distress. Put on the patch, that inflammation started coming down. So seeing that instantly on the scan. 6 months later, going back in for my regular scans, okay, now my thyroid has completely regenerated. Again, time, longevity, sticking with things, and then it's showing that it's working in other areas in my body that I had some inflammation that needs some support. So do I want to stop wearing the patch and then have it stop at my thyroid? Oh my goodness, no. Like, I want it to work on the other areas that we saw inflammation as well. So, Caritha, thank you so much. We're so glad that you're here. Bless you. How do you say Menla? Menla. You can even look it up online and just kind of see what it's all about. It's a very high-end medical scanner. So yeah, so everybody grab that link, watch that video, and thank you so much for being on tonight. Thank you for sharing your stories with us. We're here every Thursday night, either interviewing someone in particular or having a community night like this. So you can invite people, let them share their stories, invite people to hear the stories. We would love to have them on every Monday night at 6 Central Standard Time. We do a educational night over GHK copper peptide and what it does for the body. And then Wednesdays, if you want to learn more about the business, sharing is caring, and we want to help people be able to have access to doing that and earning an income for it. So with that, thank you so much for being here, and we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone. Be blessed.
Good night. God bless.
God bless.